Hi, this is Kirill with TechWare Labs, and today we're looking at the Roccat Kone mice. On your left, we have the Roccat Kone XTD, and on your right, we have the Roccat Kone Pure. Let's start with the Pure. The Pure is the smaller of the two mice, being 3/4 the size of the Roccat XTD. It is much lighter, and it has a strange hand position to it. Let me show you. So my hands are a bit big. So when I put it on, implying that my thumb has to rest in the thumb hole, I end up clawing it, which I'm not a big fan of. So there is a claw grip to this mouse. The buttons are placed above the hole, which is okay once you get used to it, but I know a lot of people are actually used to having the buttons in the thumb rest. One good thing to mention about both of these mice is their mouse wheel. It's fantastically tactile and very responsive. But at the same time, behind the mouse wheel on both of the mice, you see, 1, 2, we have the plus DPI, minus DPI buttons. That's their default setting. You can obviously change that in the driver. The uncomfortable thing about it is if you're using the middle finger to roll your mouse wheel, like I do, and you need to edit the DPI on the fly, it's really uncomfortable to get your middle finger back there as your hand is resting on the mouse. You see how weird my hand position is there? In terms of lighting, this one has one LED behind the Roccat logo with up to 32 million customizable colors. Onto the XTD. The XTD is a full-sized mouse. I'm resting my hand exactly like I rested it here, with the thumb right in the thumb rest, and I'm not clawing it. The buttons are, once again, above the thumb rest, but they're much easier to get since you can simply just roll into it, as the thumb rest doesn't feel as deep as it is on the Pure. This has 4 LEDs, one in each corner, each one customizable to whichever color you'd like. You can have them blend, breathe, and I believe you can set it so one color blends to all 4 of the LEDs, if you're looking for a uniform color build with your rig. This has 8 mouse buttons in contrast to the Pure's 7. This also has a 4D wheel with a left and right click function. The 8th button that's added on this mouse is the Windows key button above the mouse wheel. The DPI plus minus stay below, but they're much bigger, which actually makes the minus harder to hit. On the Pure, the minus is tiny and the travel distance isn't that much. On the XTD, the plus is humongous, so to get to the minus is actually quite a hassle. Both have braided cords, which tend to defy being tangled, and both are plugged into Roccat's driver system. Now, the driver system is absolutely phenomenal. There will be screenshots of it in the review. You can customize absolutely everything, except for one thing, which is a strange idea, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty okay. I know how you're looking at this mouse, both of them. You have mouse button 1, mouse button 2, mouse button 3 when you click the wheel, mouse button 4, and mouse button 5 on a general build, like on the Death Adder. On these, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, but the 5th mouse button acts to change the entire mouse layout. So the 5th mouse button by itself does nothing and cannot be remapped. But when you hold it down and combine it with any of the other buttons, all of those functions can be mapped. So out of one button, they're actually getting the functionality of 6. Now, there is a plus and minus to it. For those of you gamers who have just plugged in this mouse and you had something on mouse 5 previous, it has now been moved to mouse 4, because most games recognize this as being the new mouse 5. And you're actually going to have to bind one of those new settings, the mouse 5 plus 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 and 6 in this case, to do the function you had previously on one button. Short of that, for more of the technical difficulties I had with some of the driver issues, the incredibly surprise about the driver, as well as more pictures of the lighting and how they change, please read the rest of the review.